Hello everybody, this is B8factor.
And Game Girl, welcome to our commentated replay of Deserts of Kharak. Today we have a 1v1 on Firebase Krill.
Yeah, I was in the lobby yesterday morning and looking for a game before I had to go to the dentist, and I just asked and Lane volunteered.
And here we have in red and white is my husband and best friend, B8factor.
All ships.
Sporting Coalition going double CU.
Base runner responding.
And in the striking colors of purple and yellow is BBI Lane.
Yes, and he has decided to go to RU first. Interesting.
Now you're both Coalition. You don't usually play Coalition, do you?
That's correct. I actually like the Galician, and for no real good reason other than I think their units are pretty cool. But as I've started playing this game a little bit more, I've kind of appreciate that the Coalition has a lot of different, tools at their disposal, which works real well into my playstyle.
Which I prefer the Gaussian for my playstyle.
Yes, you definitely like speed and controlling fewer units. You like to have your
taking out the big guns.
That's right. You like the big guns. Let's start a little bit, talk about the map for just a second, all right? So, for you Artivore people out there, I'll use a couple. I'm fairly new to Deserts of Kharak, but I've been playing RTS games for quite a while, so I have a lot of tactical and strategic knowledge that I've used in my 30 years. Yes, like you had that right, 30 years of RTS playing. So on this map, what we have right here in the center is our contentious ground. All right, this is where we're going to be fighting a lot to try to get our artifacts in or gain map control over the entire map. And up in the top, you'll see that the line of resources here is in a line. For me, this is going to be my facile ground. This is where I'm fighting in enemy territory. This is when I'm going to be taking a lot of losses. I have to be careful. When exposed that far into enemy territory, it's very hard to retreat and save your units. All right. And on this particular map, I, being an artifact game and I do not know lane, I'm going to double expand. So that's why I decided to go CU first. And I brought my base runner up to the left side here. I'm going to bring him up here because I don't know what's going on yet.
Yeah, typically in artifact games, many base runners head straight to the closest artifact and take it in. But it doesn't look like that's what you're doing this time.
That's correct. Typically, I would take this artifact all the way in, and that's how I would get started. However, this time, since I don't know what's going on and I'm double expanding, I'm going to move up here so I have a close retreat back in case I need to place a turret down for defense on a rush, or if everything's looking good because I'm scouting, I can do a turret here to try to prevent him from getting an artifact, and then I can go for one of these two artifacts. That's my goal. I expected that he was going to go for his first artifact, but it does not look like he intended to do that at all. So we'll go ahead and continue on. Now, I am an avid scouter. I love to scout.
Construction resources.
Well, you know what? You don't know what you don't know.
That is correct. You do not know what you do not know. We use that a lot in our planetary annihilation videos, so it's kind of funny inside joke between us. So I'm going to go scout over here and see what I can figure out, what he's going to do. I like to determine what the opponent's doing before I determine what tech I'm going to go. In this game, you don't have a lot of resources, so it's really it's really important that you plan appropriately.
Yeah, you can't just make units willy-nilly and just waste your money.
Yeah, very different than StarCraft or Planetary Annihilation, where you basically just mass a horde and keep pushing at them. This is a very different game. It's very tactical, and I like that. So, speed up just a little bit. You notice I moved my carrier over a little bit far. I wasn't sure. I didn't know where his base runner was going, so I didn't know what was gonna happen there. So I decided to go poke and look and see in case he was trying to lay a turret. And I'm moving out, doing a little bit of scouting, and you can see that Lane has his armored assaults coming in, so he definitely has a hard counter to what I'm doing. I did lay my turret.
You know, I assume him seeing your base runner right there confused him a bit. It's probably why he's sending some AAVs down that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing I can do about it with my LAVs. They're definitely a direct counter, and especially with no armor at all right now and no upgrades. I decided to go ahead and get his artifact since it's obviously he was going for mine. And we do have a little bit of battle here, and I imagine that he is probably either going to rush my econ or escort. And it looks like he's going to escort.
Secure location marked.
This game is absolutely beautiful. This is not the best map for showing off the scenery. Some of the maps are quite nice.
And this one's a bit dark, but he sure looks radioactive.
He does look radioactive with that artifact, doesn't he, girl? He's about to discover my turret, and I'm in a kind of a precarious situation here. I mean, he's got a turret coming up. I'm hoping to use that to, get away.
You're leading him into it.
I am. Oh, he's taking some damage now. At this point, I got a few decisions to make. I am going to swap out my support cruiser with my carrier, for sure, to see what's going on there. But let's pause for just a second. So this is also, while this was going on, this is also a time that I was scouting him pretty hard.
Yeah, there's an important reason to scout him at a certain point in the beginning of the game, looking for a little bit of information on top of his carrier.
That's absolutely correct.
Little telltale signs of what he's getting ready to make.
Alert, turret post destroyed.
Right there, the runway.
Yes, what I'm looking at is right here in this area. You'll see the icon change if he's going air, and you'll see a little blinky right here if he's making air. And that's very important to check out for me because I want to know if I need to prepare for air or not. It's a heavy investment.
Oh, definitely. You start making missile batteries, and then you don't have to deal with air. You've just wasted a lot of money.
Absolutely. So it looks like Lane has dealt with that turret just fine, and he is definitely going to get a score in. Now I need to determine if I'm going to be able to get away. I'm trying to cut through this structure here and see if I can try to get a score in, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I'm going to have to pull back my carrier and disrupt my mine. This probably wasn't the cleanest approach, but I was in a hurry. There's two things I'm doing at the same time here. Well, there's three, but Lane took care of the third one.
So did you forget about your LAVs up there? Or are you taking them out?
Nope, I'm about to go scout him now. I have a decision to make here because I made this gunship and intended to take out his resources. This is a tough situation. Do I use the gunship to defend, or do I go ahead and stick with my plan? I don't know. For you viewers out there, what would you do right now?
What kind of upgrades does your carrier have? Anything?
I only have one bar.
Oh, you don't have the turrets turned on yet?
Nope, and I will be doing that soon. I opted to go ahead and take out his resources. I think that my carrier is adequately going to be able to defend because I'm making aircraft. And I will be able to take advantage of that as soon as they're available. I'm thinking that I want to disrupt his resources.
Slow his economy down.
Absolutely.
Light attack vehicle is under fire.
Carrier repair systems are unavailable.
And you'll see he definitely does have the aircraft. So he went aircraft first also. And he got one out and is trying to use it to stop my gunship. Let's see what kind of damage we do here. Keeping in mind that there's a battle going on the other side of the screen as well on my side. Let's take a look at the units. So right now, resource-wise, he's ahead of me. We're about to change that.
Did you just take out all but one of his two of his resource collectors?
Yeah, it looks like it's 8-4 now. He had a couple over here. So I did do some economic damage, but I'm also taking some economic damage myself just by having to move around a lot. I think that he may have taken out a 1, maybe 2 resource collectors. I'm not quite sure. I moved over here expecting that I was going to take these two while I was attacking, but now that I have the air out, I figured I better clean this up. Let's get back to this triple patch. It's definitely going to be a lot cleaner, and I'm going to be able to clean that up. So this is kind of an interesting point in the game.
And he's already on artifact number 2 and just headed right in.
Absolutely, he is. So what to consider here? if you
Enemy
take a look at,
contact on
we're
the
right
board.
back to square one. So both of us have eight resource
Strike
collectors.
fighter online.
I'm feeling really safe right now. If you think about, knowing RTS games and how the feel of it's really important, I am behind in the artifact count.
Yes, but you did take his economy down.
I took his economy down, absolutely.
online.
And
Energy
I
efficient
think that I was
concerns
ahead in
and
economy, but I think we're actually
discovered.
fairly even. This support cruiser is definitely giving me a little bit of an edge in the econ.
Yeah, he seemed to clean you out a little bit more than you expected down there.
Yeah, I didn't lose a lot of collectors, but I lost a lot of mining time.
Yes.
So what we have, I'm going to speed this up because what we have actually done is we've reset the game back to the very beginning, with the exception of Lane is 2 artifacts ahead. All right. So coming into this now, you'll see that I'm floating a little bit of resources. I'm doing this on purpose, not to say that floating's not always bad. If you want to see what's going on first and then move into a counter, that's good. But you'll also see that Lane has done a good job of zoning off the map. He has an anti-air here and an anti-air here, which is pretty much preventing me from flying. This is a no-fly zone here and definitely here, and all I have are aircraft right now, so that is quite bad. I definitely, at 46, I don't have the reaction time of a teenager, for sure, right? But I definitely have been playing a few games. I am able to get these aircraft away and not lose them, though they now have to repair. But Lane has map control now. I went air to get map control, but Lane definitely has map control.
Yes.
And that's very dangerous for me right now, given that it's already 2-0 and he's about to score his 3rd artifact.
And you don't have anything to contend that at the moment.
I do not.
One
Carrier copy.
LAV headed out by itself.
That's absolutely correct.
Hostiles designated. Trackers
It looks
assigned.
like he's
Enemy
scouting me
airstrike
out some
inbound.
with the strike
Salvage
craft,
your
or
unit
going to lure me into his air. If I'd choose to attack him and he were to pull back, he would basically lure my units right into a slaughter. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade while I'm waiting to see what's going on. I do see all these strike craft out, so I'm going to have to decide how to handle that. The air is... I'm going to go ahead and counter strike craft with strike craft and my air and try to stay away from his anti-air. That's my plan at least.
Move order confirmed.
He's definitely going to score that, even with a weak base runner to boot. Almost. So what to do now?
The captain.
So what is your plan? Looks like you're massing some
Hostile strike
LEVs
craft
there.
down.
I am. And although I see him making LAVs, instead of going AAV, I decide to go railgun. I'm pretty sure with my LAVs and my air, I can keep him out of my territory. Again, if he comes into this territory, it's facile ground for him. He's going to take losses. Even with his anti-air, he's not going to risk those too far forward. So, whenever a player is hemmed in, which is what I am right now, you start thinking tactically.
Green line confirmed.
Looks like he's found you out.
Yes, I did try to get a score here. I get it. I got the artifact, but it doesn't look very promising. They were back healing and resupplying. They do come in. That was the goal. Let's see this. Yeah, definitely got me.
Enemy airstrike inbound.
Let's take it.
Taking off vehicles under fire. Attack vehicle is under fire. Alert. Attack vehicle is
That's absolutely beautiful.
Now, you haven't mentioned anything about the hills and valleys yet.
Yeah,
I know you really pay attention to that during the game, and I'm trying to myself.
that's real true. That's definitely very, very important the terrain in this game is hugely important for getting line of sight and taking it.
Yeah, when you're out in the large map like this, you kind of send things places.
Yes. So we'll pause this for just a second and talk about that for just a second. So then that's very true. And I find when I first started playing this game, and again, I'm still pretty new, I spent a lot of time zoomed out. I like to see as much information as possible, but it's also important tactically to zoom in and see the terrain, because it makes a big difference. These hills make a difference. You get a bonus from being on top of them. If you're behind them, you don't have a clear shot, which is very important. Absolutely.
Yes, if you have the same units and you're on top of the hill, you actually have an advantage over theirs.
Absolutely. I'm going to pause it here to show. This again, we've been a while since we've casted, so we're kind of getting into this, and this game's fairly new to us. So I'm going to have to pause a little bit more. I can't talk as fluidly as Magpie has often said. It's very difficult to cast, and it certainly is when there's a lot going on. Where we found out here is I said I was hemmed in, so I decided to do a switch to railguns, and it looks like I made the appropriate choice given that he went the armored assault, because I'm going to be able to counter that. But right now I'm in a very precarious situation. He has enough of these AAVs that if he rushed me, he would tear me up. I don't have a lot of railguns out yet. So what I'm going to have to do here is try to split him up or make him be concerned with home. I'm going to try to pull back his units if I can, or at least split them up so if he does come in, my air will be able to take care of it. Okay.
Green line confirmed.
Wing capacity deployable out.
It looks like he is coming in with at least a few of them. And you know, speaking to the what you were talking about with the terrain, let's take a look at that. So here in my base, we have this hill line here, and we have a little hill line here. All right. So if I place my railguns up top here, I will be able to get some coverage in this area. The only thing I have to watch out for is back here. That's the plan. So where that comes into play, and let's see how that plays out. You can see me in the back here harassing him, and it does hold back one, and it pulls his anti-air back, which is very convenient for me.
Go ahead. We've detected something. Can you confirm visual? We've got a salvager under fire.
He is taking one back to run trade some resources, and he has a couple here. I was a little bit exposed more than I thought, and he made a very good smoke here. So I'm going to have to retreat.
Reposition contact. Enemy armor.
I'm going to try to keep mining if I can, because I do have more
All hands.
rails coming out. I know I'm going to be able to hold this.
Strike alert. LAV down. Ready to burn. Get us underway. Full alert. Railgun
So
down.
your air is taking care of your
Support crews
home.
are under attack.
Absolutely.
Immediate fire support on that position.
Fighting on facile ground, you're definitely going to lose units, and that's what's happening to him. He's losing units.
An artifact has been discovered.
It was a good attempt, and I think he may have taken out a collector. I'm not really sure.
Looks like he's still having to deal with your LAVs on his side. So you bring them back.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring him back, and it did serve its purpose. Instead of getting rushed hard, this counterattack did pull some units back, and the units coming out we're going over to deal with that. So not so bad. And we're even on workers. He now has support cruiser out too, so we're doing well. But given that he decided to go as armored assault and I decided to go railgun, that is going to give me an advantage for map control. He's not going to be able to push out if I can get into some high spots. I'm a real big believer in spreading my units out if I possibly can, and that's what I'm doing. I am trying to cover as much high ground as I can, take advantage of that location, take advantage of this hill and this hill, and same thing over here, except I was trying to get up here and I got caught out of position, so that's not real good. And I'm moving up in this contentious ground with my carrier because I cannot let him score anymore, and I now have some upgrades and will do some damage.
Alert. Railgun lost. Strike fighter taking hostile fire. Light attack vehicle is under fire. Proximity warning in effect. Hostile
So where are you going with your carrier?
I'm going to use it to push him back. My carrier's a bit of a beast,
Salvager online.
and he's going to have to control back. I want to control the map, and especially given the score 3-0, I certainly want to have control of the map. I have to be very careful with my air. They're expensive, and I do not want to do things there. Even with him having anti-air out, it is quite convenient for me to have the air. These little guys jumping. That's awesome.
Let's move.
It's like little dune buggies.
Yes. And that worked for me. It did what I wanted to do. Between my strike craft and my air and my carrier, I now have map control again.
Pushed him way back.
I did. And this is when it gets dangerous. I have him hemmed in now, and when people are hemmed in, especially people that have experience, that's when they're strategizing of what they're going to do.
Oh, he is preparing for your carrier headed his way, I bet.
He is. He might think I'm going to push. But this is when I really need to scout him out and figure out what his game plan is from here.
Let's go. Clear out.
Artifact position authenticated.
So we're looking at everything at the moment, but from your view, you don't have anything scouted, so you're not sure where he's headed at right now.
That's correct. I got the map control. I have 2 scouts out. I'm going to need to poke around and see what he's doing. What I did not see was this little backstab here. Luckily, I don't have a whole lot down there to lose. And having this, I wanted to go 3 resources, so I pulled out this support cruiser. That would be strange for him to see a support cruiser way out there. But it was initially to get this. I guess it's lucky for me that I made that blunder because it's not going to get killed down here. And I'm trying to do the same for him, trying to do a little harassment to keep him at home, and he's pushing me back as well. But that has served its purpose. I am going to get an artifact in and secure another one. It appears.
Salvager lost.
Be advised. Team en route to recover the artifact. Strike
Looks like
fighter
he's trying to
coordinates
cover
dialed in.
all of his corners.
Absolutely. He's got a item out here that I'm going to try to take care of. If I can kill his strike craft, be a huge advantage to me.
Op ready.
Looks like you're getting ready to have a little bit of a fight going on.
Armor vehicle taking effective fire. Interceptor taking fire. Go for orders. We're set. Alert for
Let's push him back.
Those railguns can be nasty.
Yes, they can. They don't shoot strike craft very well, but given it's still going to push him back. But he is going to try to contend with this, me trying to score, and it is definitely going to be pulling me back. And look at this. What has Lane
dear.
up his sleeve?
He's brought out some big guns.
Yes, he has decided to go for an artillery cruiser. Did I see 2 of them there? Absolutely. Now that's going to be dangerous. So he's countering my railguns with artillery cruiser, which is not a bad counter at all. Look at this nice smoke he did. This is impressive. So I thought I was going to have this ground, and he completely nullified it by putting a smoke out here. I think he was trying to get my base runner. It looks like he might get an easy kill here, but his anti-air isn't close enough to defend him, so I'm going to take care of that. He has pushed back one of my base runners, but I did get on the scoreboard, so that's good. Now I intended to do a lot of damage up here with this while all that was going on, and I saw his force out of place. I was going to try to snipe his support cruiser, which is why I have these 3 railguns and assault cruiser to try to defend against his strike craft. That being said, I wasn't, man, that artillery shoots from a long way away. You can see my units getting tossed around like rag dolls.
That's just awesome.
It is awesome. Oh yeah, boys, they do like to play with their toys. That's awesome. I completely lost a lot of units there with no gain whatsoever. That hurt. That hurt.
CU field expended.
That artillery, even though he is hemmed in, is going to allow him to poke out in all different directions. I do notice that he's not resourcing here right now, and I'm going to have 3 resources, so I feel like I have an edge at this point. And I had been racking up a lot of money. I actually am floating too much money now, but I have to decide where to go, and my choice to answer the
Be advised. Team en route to recover
artillery cruisers
Strike fighter online.
was with the assault cruiser. I absolutely love the assault cruiser.
Green line confirmed.
Now, why have you upgraded your carrier? You've got a lot of
taking fire.
things to shunt down there.
Yes, I do. I really like upgraded carriers. It comes from playing the Elysian. I like to be able to run in, hit, and then run away. I'm not used to the Coalition yet, so I'm trying to use it like I would a Galician carrier, but it's much slower. He's pulled back.
Coordinates confirmed. Coordinates confirmed.
Looks like he's going to try to do a little raid on me, but I'm pretty much mined out here. You can see that that attack I did at the very beginning did serve its purpose. I slowed him down quite a bit.
Yeah, one thing about this map, if you're taking your carrier out, you have to do a full zigzag to get to the other side.
Absolutely, and I'm so used to that Galician speed, but I don't have it here now. I see this force coming in the middle, which is a little bit scary. So I'm got these cruisers about to start, but I need to do a counterattack to pull him back. Otherwise, I might get pushed into my own resources, and nobody likes fighting on their own territory if they can help it.
He is attacking your same resource patch on the far right.
Yes, he is.
Roger that.
He definitely did a pretty good job there. And these artillery cruisers have a long range here. I'm having to pull my carrier all the way back. I'm going to come in and try to help push. The goal here, I'm going to pause it for just a second. So the goal here for me is to use my carrier and to push up, right? So what I want to do is score these two so I can level it up, 3-3.
So you're going to use your carrier like a little block for them?
Absolutely.
Protect them all the way and escort.
And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to deliver on the front line those assault cruisers.
Yes.
Now, I've heard people talk about the assault cruisers being glass cannons, but that being said, with all this terrain right here, my carriers are real fast. They're going to be able to come in like this real quick, and I can also pull back fast and heal. And what's also nice about those cruisers against his artillery is that I'm fast enough to avoid the artillery. So that's my goal. And I didn't see any railguns on the battlefield, so I feel like that's going to present an advantage for me. Also, while that's going on, I'm going to be able to push this off, okay? Get my 2 resources back up and try to prevent him from doing resources as much as possible. This was definitely a blunder on my part. I meant to bring this back.
See what's going on there.
Carrier repair systems are unavailable.
Get us moving.
So beautiful.
RTAC position locked in. Secure it.
Armored vehicle is taking
Oh,
fire.
here he comes.
It's going to run right into my carrier.
Clear out. Get it. Advance to Mark C. Armored vehicle.
You see that I am harassing him up there.
He is turning right around, too.
Alert. Light attack vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to contend with that and push on through. And he definitely doesn't want to lose his anti-air, because then I'm still stocked up with plenty of air.
Alert. Carrier
I did take some damage there, though.
Keep it steady.
Everything's beat up, not mining.
Smoking. A little bit on fire here and there.
Absolutely. This didn't do as much damage as I thought. He did a pretty good job mitigating that. I wasn't microing it. I did prevent him getting the resources, but he brought his carrier over to defend it. So he did a pretty good job there, and he just annihilated that.
Armored vehicle
So
has
we're in
been
a
destroyed.
tough situation here. I have got to score. I absolutely have to score. 8 minutes. I want to even it up.
Roger. Coordinates confirmed. Carrier copy.
This is where the action's going to be at the moment. I love that cinematographic mode. Yep, here comes my cruiser
ready
out.
for assignment.
Warning. Carrier hull passing 75%. Push her through.
I'm using the specific firing. Try to push him back, and it does. So it's now going to be time to try to get my
Warning.
artifacts in.
Carrier hull is at half.
And again, 3rd string player, I am burning some resources here. I should have actually been mining on all my blue, my RU, so I can start upgrading. But right now, key to battle, I'm just trying to score.
New coordinates verified. Get moving.
My carrier is taking a beating.
Combat relay. Hostile cruiser eliminated. Maintenance personnel crash in AO.
Let's watch it from the perspective of this base runner, since that's the goal here. I'll highlight both of them. You see my carrier is absolutely demolished. I've got to pull back. That would be a loss of game, I think, if I contributed, if I pushed him to fight that battle right now. Yeah, absolutely. I've got to go repair. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to get these 2, now 3 base runners in to get an advantage.
Now, see, I don't know if he's on purpose targeting your LAVs or if he should have been targeting your base runners.
Yeah, I definitely think he should have been targeting my base runners. And I honestly don't feel like these 2 are going to make it in when I'm playing, but I'm already committed there. I have to deal with that.
You've got high hopes.
I have high hopes, exactly. And I just scored 1,
Signature confirmed. An artifact has been discovered.
but I bring in my air to assist. He's got 2 anti-airs there. He killed one.
Killed one and you go.
Yep. So we tied it up. Most importantly, take a look. I targeted his air. I started by targeting a couple of his assault armors to help my units get in. Targeted his air, but look at that. I have completely annihilated his air. And that now, between my air and my assault cruiser, I'm going to be able to clean up that force. He's going to take some heavy losses. And I've got this toggled to this E. What is this? Overcharge? Yeah, time to build increases maximum speed and strength. I wanted to make sure it was nice and strong, and it definitely ate that stuff up. And you can see now that we're both taking a pretty heavy beating.
Yeah, you've worn each other down.
We have worn each other down, but now it is 3-3. And I got enough resources right now, and since I killed a lot of army, let's take a look at the loss. Units killed. Yeah, I wanted to actually see units lost. So yeah, you'll see that he has taken a pretty big beating on economy there. Hitting, so now it's going to allow me to continue making those assault cruisers with what I have. I've got to get some RUs up here to do so. And I was going to try to score again, but he quickly took the center of the map to do that. Now, been a little bit of a blunder here. I'm so used to my units healing automatically when I'm playing Elysian. I always send back to the support cruiser damaged units, not realizing that I had this repair ability on it. I could have repaired in the field right up here and didn't have to put that so far out of play. Looks like this is interesting. I was going to go lay some turrets on him, and I ran into his force. I want to keep these base runners alive. I think that's crucial. So I'm going to risk my air to try to kill this assault.
Let's see what's happening.
Go ahead. Alert. Fort taking hostile fire.
I bet he's wondering why your base runners were headed toward his camp.
Absolutely. I'm sure he was.
New coordinates. Strike fighter taking fire. Alert. Strike fighter lost.
I'm having some trouble with the interface right now. I did notice that he's pushing in here, and given the time, 4 minutes left, 3-3, I imagine that he's probably trying to either control this, or at worst case trying to come in and actually assassinate what he knows is already a very damaged carrier. And I'm doing my best to heal it up right now and pull in here.
But when you're tied up on artifacts, doesn't it become null?
Sort of, yes. You go into sudden death if you run out of time, and then the next person to score will win. These assault cruisers are fast, so my goal was to try to target his anti-air so that I could then have an advantage of air. I did not realize, look at this. Lane has been going massive air. I think, yeah, he has gone massive air. He actually has me out-aired now, and he is pushing in. Oh, this deserves a pause. We have to talk about this. This is a decision point for the audience out there. Okay, let's take a quick look here. This is definitely pause time.
Yeah, it can be a little misleading when we have reveal all on. You're not sure who knows what's coming.
Yeah. I'm going to try to show, we can see what I see. It's interesting in this game, sometimes when you set something in motion, you have to unpause it to get it to take effect. It's interesting. So he has all this air, so he sees a lot, and you can see what I'm doing here. Now, I did collect the other 2 artifacts. I have those in possession with very weak base runners, and I am trying to counter his attack by killing his econ. He does have me out air forced here, which is a concern, and my carrier, although being healed, is still it's in jeopardy.
He must be really good on resources since he's using his salvagers to scout you.
Yeah, that's of concern. He is doing that, which leads me to believe that he may be doing an all-in to try to push. Now, as I said, this is pause time. This is decision time for the audience. What to do here? If you're sitting here watching this, what do you want to do? Do you want to go ahead and try to kill
from his perspective?
Yeah, from Lane's perspective. Do you want to go all out and kill the carrier? Or do you want to try to take out the 2 artifacts that could win the game? That's what you need to do. And when you have this air here, there's some decision to be made.
And he's getting ready to run the chance of losing all of his resources.
Yeah, he pretty much is all in once that's gone, and from that point, definitely. So that's where we're at right now. Let's see how it plays out.
And the only anti-air I see on your part is
Enemy
just
armor.
your
Bearing
aircraft.
designated.
And
Support
there's
crews
not
are
much
under
of that
attack.
left.
Immediate
That is
fire.
correct.
On that position.
And it looks like he's been targeting me a little bit. I did upgrade. I am starting to upgrade the anti-air on my assault cruisers. If I can keep those alive, that'll be a valuable unit for late game when we're out of resources.
Enemy
Now, he's
salvage
targeting
destroyed. Locked. Fire.
my logistics
Hostile
trucks
designated.
instead of
Alert.
going
Sensor
for
was destroyed.
my base runner.
Support ready.
This is
Oh, what is that I see there
Alert.
you've
Strike
done?
fighter
I got cruise
destroyed.
missile.
Alert. For carrier
You
haul
taking out, you took out his
activity.
anti-air.
and that
Nice.
was definitely my goal. I wanted that anti-air gone so I could battle him. And we're in a race now. I definitely think he just decided to go all in, and he's chasing me down. He's got a battle cruiser
New
there.
coordinates verified.
His carrier and that battle cruiser in his air, yeah, he's looking to snipe me for sure.
Green light confirmed.
I kind of question the decision to take the logistics centers out instead of maybe taking the base runners out,
Hostile on sensor.
because that
Authentication
would
pending.
then he wouldn't have to contend with that. I think that could have potentially won him the game.
Alert.
Well, if you would take your base runners out, he would have the chance to rebuild his own resources, and he could still come back in and kill your carrier.
Absolutely.
But now that he's going for your carrier, he has to.
That's right.
We have 2 minutes left.
And with that being said, 37% damage. I'm trying to flank him with.
Oh, you're going down quick.
I am going down quick. You know, this actually, that's it. This is the screen. This is the YouTube screen right here. Absolutely. Look at that. 143. 3535. My carrier's at 30%. His resources are gone. I'm still resourcing. That says it all right there. That's pretty interesting. Again, look at this air. I do question his decision to use it here. I think if he took out my base runners, he'd be in a better situation. And I took these light craft over here because I can't really do anything right now up here. I was trying to stop him if he did have air. I figured I would send my air and my strike craft over here to nullify his air force because I assumed that's what he was going to do.
Let's check out that damage on your cruiser, on your carrier again.
Armor power reading
28%.
at maximum.
Time is ticking down.
131.
Hostile interceptor destroyed. Alert. Carrier
28%,
taking fire.
27.
Fighters have engaged. Red alert. Command carrier.
My assault cruisers now have anti-air, so I think his air units are definitely being eaten up. Yep, they're popping out. Battle cruiser's just too slow.
Wait a minute.
I got one score. Pretty
Security
close.
artifacts or failure people.
28%.
This is the captain.
You can see that I'm shunted completely on armor and speed. I'm trying to get away, especially from this battle cruiser. Yep, all she said, the
Artifact
base runners.
recovered. Authentication.
In the game.
That's it.
Hostile forces are retreating.
That was a good
Hold
game.
position and await
Was a
further
good game.
orders. Excellent work.
But again, third strings. This is not watching A Gamer and Trend play by any means, but
No, and kudos to BBI Lane for sending us his replay.
yes, absolutely. Let's look at the stats here. So 97. Yeah, he took a lot of losses there, and economically, I had a gain there that probably helped me out.
It's fairly close.
That is very close. I kind of came into this, I'm not going to lie, I kind of came into this expecting to lose. I really did. And I do believe in the, in the battle, if the decision was made to take out my base runners, I probably would have lost this. If I could have gotten away and kept looping around with my carrier, I probably could have stayed away, given that I still had econ and I completely wiped us out, but it's really questionable. I may have lost there.
Still a good game.
Still a good game. So this is B8factor,
And Game Girl.
signing out.